Is the world's most celebrated prodigy being silenced, or is she orchestrating the most daring comeback in modern music history? Good evening. Tonight, we're peeling back the curtain on the 2026 evolution of Angelina Jordan. For over a decade, we've watched the Norway-born sensation captivate global audiences with a voice that felt like it belonged to a different era. But recently, the narrative has shifted from her old soul charm to a complex web of industry defiance and biological transformation. As she crosses the threshold of 20, the Barefoot Queen is no longer the child star we remember. She has emerged as a powerhouse independent force, sparking intense debate among critics and fans alike. From a mysterious disappearance from the public eye to high-stakes departure from her major label home, the rumors are swirling. Was her voice truly in jeopardy, or was she simply reclaiming her narrative from a system designed to exploit her? Tonight, we examine the technical miracles, the hidden conflicts, and the undeniable power of a voice that refuses to be contained. This isn't just a career update, it's a total reimagining of what an artist can be in the digital age. Behind the iconic image of the girl who performs without shoes lies a tragic encounter that fueled a decade of melancholy performance. To understand the Angelina Jordan of 2026, we have to revisit the rainy streets where her legend began. At just 6 years old, a chance meeting with a shoeless, orphaned girl left an indelible mark on Angelina's soul. She didn't just give that girl her shoes. She gave her a lifelong tribute, vowing never to wear footwear on stage as long as children remained in need. This emotional gravity defined her early years, allowing an 8-year-old to sing with the weathered pain of a jazz legend like Billie Holiday. However, as she transitioned into her late teens, that prodigy label became a gilded cage. Insiders suggest that while the public saw a charming tribute, the industry saw a marketing gimmick they could exploit. Journalists began questioning if the melancholy was authentic or a performance curated by handlers. As she approached her 20s, the weight of this persona began to clash with her desire for modern relevance. The 2014 ghost was fading, and in its place a more complex modern woman was beginning to fight for her own identity. This wasn't just about growing up, it was about outgrowing a myth that had become too heavy to carry. The transition was anything but smooth, leading to a period of internal conflict that would eventually force her to make a choice that would shock the entire music world. Many wondered if she could ever be seen as anything other than the little jazz girl, but Angelina was already planning a metamorphosis that would leave her critics speechless. When the most active voice on the internet suddenly goes dark for 12 months, the world starts asking a very dangerous question. Has she lost her gift? In early 2025, Angelina Jordan vanished. Her social media went silent, her scheduled appearances were quietly scrubbed, and the Barefoot Queen seemed to dissolve into thin air. In the vacuum of her absence, the internet did what it does best: it speculated wildly. Reports began to circulate that the young singer was facing a catastrophic vocal crisis, with some suggesting she had undergone surgery that could permanently alter her signature tone. Others whispered about a private struggle with the pressures of global fame, using indirect language to describe her need for mental rejuvenation away from the flashbulbs. This media blackout was a strategic masterstroke, though at the time, it felt like an ending. Journalistic sources now reveal that during this great silence, Angelina was actually undergoing rigorous vocal reconstruction. She wasn't losing her voice, she was shedding the childhood rasp to build a more resilient adult instrument. She worked with elite coaches in total secrecy to ensure her transition from a novelty act to a vocal titan was seamless. While fans worried about her health and well-being during this hiatus, she was in a high-tech studio environment preparing a sonic weapon that would eventually redefine her career. The blackout wasn't a sign of weakness, it was the quiet before a massive, calculated storm. When she finally re-emerged, the world wasn't just seeing a grown-up Angelina. They were hearing a frequency that many thought was biologically impossible for her to reach just a few years prior. Walking away from a multi-million-dollar contract with Republic Records isn't just a career move, it's an act of professional revolution. For years, Angelina was the crown jewel of her label's developmental roster, but as 2026 approached, the golden handcuffs began to chafe. News reports began to surface of a fundamental disconnect between the artist's vision and the corporate machine's demands. Sources close to the situation claim the label was pushing for a sanitized pop sound, hoping to turn her into a chart-topping product similar to her contemporaries. Angelina, however, was reportedly adamant about maintaining her soulful grit and creative control. The resulting split was messy and played out in the shadows of legal NDAs and industry whispers. By choosing the independent path, she essentially bypassed the gatekeepers who had guided her since her America's Got Talent days. This move was viewed as a shocking gamble by industry analysts, many of whom predicted her career would wither without the support of a major marketing budget. But the Barefoot Queen had a different plan. She traded the safety of a corporate giant for the volatility of total freedom, a move that resonated with a new generation of listeners who value authenticity over polished production. This defiance sparked a quiet war within the industry, as other young artists began to look at her autonomy as a blueprint for their own careers. The accusations surfaced that the label tried to vault her music to prevent its release, but Angelina's legal team navigated the accusations with surgical precision. She didn't just leave a label, she declared that her voice was not for sale at any price. Critics are calling it a technical miracle, but some purists fear the raw soul of the young prodigy has been replaced by a calculated operatic machine. Listening to Angelina Jordan in 2026 is a jarring experience for those who haven't followed her journey closely. The Billie Holiday imitation of her youth has been completely discarded in favor of a massive, multi-octave range that bridges the gap between dark pop and classical opera. Forensic audio analysis of her latest live sessions reveals a significant shift in her vocal placement. Her lower register has developed a chest-heavy resonance that provides a foundation for her new, piercing high notes. This isn't just natural aging, it's the result of years of disciplined training that few child stars are willing to endure. However, this evolution has not been without controversy. Some longtime fans argue that the imperfections and soulful cracks that made her a viral sensation at age 7 are gone, replaced by technical perfection that feels distant or robotic. Journalists have interviewed vocal experts who explain that this two voice is actually more sustainable, protecting her from the vocal blowouts that plague many young touring artists. This shift has allowed her to tackle complex arrangements that would have been impossible for her teenaged self. She is now hitting whistle tones and sustaining power notes that rival the greatest divas of the last century. Whether you prefer the raw jazz of the past or the operatic power of the present, the revealed truth is that her instrument is now one of the most versatile on the planet. She has successfully navigated the most difficult hurdle for any child star: the maturation of the vocal cords without the loss of the artist's unique identity. In a world where pay-to-play is the hidden law of the land, an independent artist threatening a clean sweep of the Grammys is a nightmare for the establishment. As we move deeper into the 2026 awards season, Angelina Jordan finds herself at the center of a massive industry blockade. Despite her independent status, her latest work has dominated the streaming charts, making her an undeniable contender for Album of the Year and Best New Artist, even though she's been famous for a decade. Reports have leaked from within the Recording Academy, suggesting that major label executives are concerned about the precedent her win would set. If an artist can reach this level of success without a major label's machinery, the entire corporate model becomes obsolete. This has led to shocking allegations of voting manipulation and backroom deals designed to ensure she is shut out of the major categories. Yet the public outcry has been deafening. Her fans, a global army of Jordanites, have turned her Grammy campaign into a social justice movement for independent music. This conflict has highlighted the exposed cracks in the music industry's foundation. Is the Grammy Award a measure of talent, or a trophy for the label with the biggest budget? Angelina herself has remained enigmatic during the controversy, rarely commenting on the drama which only fuels her mysterious allure. She continues to perform to sold-out arenas, proving that while the industry might be able to block her from a trophy, they can no longer block her from her audience. This war is about more than just one singer, it's a battle for the soul of the music business itself. Beyond the lights and the legal battles lies a secret trilogy of albums that might be the most shocking revelation of her entire career. While the headlines focus on her vocal changes and industry wars, Angelina has been quietly building a legacy through a series of untold stories. Her 2026 Secret Trilogy, 3 interconnected albums released without traditional promotion, is being hailed as a masterpiece of dark atmospheric soul. These projects delve into themes of isolation, the accused nature of the industry, and her own journey through the shadows of child stardom. Journalistic reviews suggest this is her most relatable work, as she finally drops the prodigy mask to show the woman beneath. She touches on the pressures of her revealed life, moving beyond the barefoot girl myth to address the conflicts of being a woman in a male-dominated industry. The trilogy features collaborations with underground producers, further distancing her from the commercial pop sound her former label reportedly craved. As we look toward the end of 2026, the question is no longer what happened to Angelina Jordan, but rather how far can she go? She has effectively neutralized every shocking rumor and revealed herself to be a strategist of the highest order. Her journey is a testament to the power of resilience and the refusal to be a product. Whether she wins the Grammys or continues her independent streak, she has already won the most important battle. She owns her voice, her image, and her future. The barefoot girl may have grown up, but she is still walking a path that no one else can follow. The story of Angelina Jordan in 2026 is a powerful reminder that greatness isn't just about what you're born with, it's about what you're willing to fight for. From the streets of Oslo to the center of a global industry war, she has remained unbroken and independent. We've seen her voice evolve, her contracts exposed, and her mystery deepen. As she continues to challenge the old guard and redefine her sound, one revealed truth remains: the world is still listening. This has been a special investigative report on the voice that changed everything. For now, the Barefoot Queen remains on her throne and the next chapter is hers alone to write. What do you think about her new sound? Is it a technical masterpiece or has she lost her soul? Let us know your thoughts. Good night.